Okay, so you'll get a little feedback on the mics. Just try to speak as close as you can and as loud as you can conversation. Okay, find your spot and keep going. All right, welcome back. We have North Carolina State student athletes on the dais, Madison Hayes, Aziah James, Saniyah Rivers, and we'll go ahead and offer the reminder that the closer you speak into the microphone, both student athletes and media, and the loudest you can speak conversationally will help cut down on the feedback. And if you can direct your question to a specific student athlete, that's helpful to keep the order up here, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. For Madison, let's say, it seems like your season really sort of took a change when Tilda entered the starting lineup, and I'm just wondering what difference she's brought to you guys.
I feel like, Tilda has came in, out of position, trying to be a center, and I feel like she's done a great job, obviously, for us. I mean, she's 6'6", so, it's really hard to go against that size, but she's been great for us shooting. She's done great. She's getting better, being more physical, and that's what we kind of emphasize for her, but I feel like she's done a great job, so she'll continue to do that as well for us.
Saniyah, you guys have some familiarity just because you guys played earlier this year. Well, how much different of a team are you now compared to back then when you played? And what are some takeaways that you can take from that game to, learn from?
Yeah, I think we're a much different team. I think at the beginning of the season, we were still trying to get a feel of each other, get a grasp. Obviously, we had a lot of returners, but I feel like with the freshmen coming in, and obviously, like Madison said, people playing out of position, we just weren't very comfortable and confident. So as the season went along and we started putting pieces together, I said we're a much different team. So even though we lost to LSU early, I hope people don't look at that because we're a different team and we're ready to compete tomorrow.
I'll direct this to Saniyah to start. Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. A long trip, but the Northwest was very good to you last year en route to the Final Four. Do you like coming back out here?
That flight is long, 5 hours, but we find stuff to do. We sleep, we eat, we play games. We just keep ourselves occupied. I'm glad we came out here a day or two earlier just so that we can get used to the time change. Like you said, we were out here last year, so it's not something that we're not used to. But, we've gotten some rest, and I think we're adjusting. I think we'll be definitely ready for tomorrow.
Ernie Myers, Wolfpack Sports Radio. All three, you have a lot of experience in this tournament. So how do you, for the younger players that haven't been here and have the experience, how do you get them in its mindset of where y'all are in this tournament and where you're trying to go? Madison, let's start with you, and then we'll work our way back this way.
I feel like, for the freshmen, we always try to keep in mind that this is their first time being here, and obviously, giving them that experience to be here, because not a lot of people can say they've been here before. But just making sure, obviously, treatment is a big thing. Making sure recovery is huge for us, especially on this long stretch for the Sweet-16 and Elite Eight, because we're playing really tough teams. But at the end of the day, when you go out there, you just got to be ready for when your number's called, because everybody brings different things to the table for us. So I think the only thing that I could say for them is just be ready.
Aziah?
Yeah, same thing that Madison said. We've been here since last year. So we know the steps, we know the keys. So it's just a matter of them, following behind us and, us leading the way as captains and, for them to be ready when their number is called.
Saniyah?
I think they said it all. I'm
Okay.
good. Yeah, they said it all. Wasn't about to repeat nothing.
We have a question on Zoom, so let's go to Rob McLam, if we can do that. Rob? Maybe we'll come back to that if we have anything in the room here.
Hi, Ainsley Anderson, KHQ. Just with being seasoned in this tournament, what changes have you seen over the years? Obviously, there was an incident a few years back with inequity in training facilities between the women's tournament and the men's. So have you seen any positive changes in that in the last few years?
I think the gear is starting to fit a lot better. Like, I think my first year here, I got my stuff and the shorts were like hanging to my knees and the stuff was just oversized. But I think when we started going on social media and posting that and basically saying, hey, like, this isn't fair, the dude stuff there's like fitting. And then like now it fit real good and I have no complaints. So yeah.
No, I got nothing to say.
Yeah, I think Naya hit that.
So USC lost Juju to a season-ending injury, and I wanted to kind of get your reaction to that. And, you know, how do you feel about, you know, being in a tournament and injuries are a real possibility at this point? And just wanted to get your thoughts on all of that.
Madison, let's start with you and work out.
It's crazy that you said that because me and Naya were watching it in the room together. And, you know, obviously it's very unfortunate. You don't want things to happen like that to great players or any player in that matter. And it's, you know, we're sorry about that. Like nothing that she could have done nothing to prevent that. And I feel like Mississippi State didn't do anything as well. I think it was just a basketball play and it ended up happening that way. But you know, we just got to keep praying for her and just hope for the best for her but in her recovery.
Definitely. Juju's like one of the faces of women's basketball today, and, you know, the whole nation's got her back on this. You know, we're praying for her, hoping for a speedy recovery. Just the thoughts of that, you know, like Madison said, it sucks, you know, and her team's going to keep pushing for her, and, you know, they're going to have her back.
Yeah, for me, I don't know Juju personally, but obviously she's done a lot for our game, brought a lot of attention, done a lot for her university, her teammates. Like they said, hoping for speedy recovery. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and unfortunately, we don't want things like that to happen, but I just know she's going to bounce back better than ever, so I'm looking forward to it.
Let's try Zoom again for Rob McLam. Rob? No? Okay. Anything else in the room for student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss these three and we'll wait for Coach Moore. right there, and they're probably won't have any trouble with you, but they're saying that if there's a little feedback, if you lean close to the mic, that usually takes care of it.
If you get too close?
If you get too close, somebody will throw something at us. Yeah. All right, we welcome NC State coach Wes Moore to the dais, and we will go ahead and open it up for questions.
Ernie Myers, Wolfpack Sports Radio. Coach, how has playing in the ACC prepared you and the Wolfpack for this moment in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, ACC is an unbelievable conference, night in, night out. You're playing against, talented players, great coaches, and, we're going to be doing that tomorrow. LSU is super talented, super athletic, and then Kim Mulkey, Hall of Fame coach over there. So we know it's a big challenge. Obviously, we met them earlier in the year, and so we know we're going to play really well. I think we're coming off maybe one of our best games of the season. I thought Monday our defense was great. I thought offensively we shot the heck out of it. So hopefully we can build off that momentum. But yeah, it's going to be a big challenge.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. A long ways from home, but the success you enjoyed last year in Portland, does it make it a little easier to come back out here to the Northwest?
If you don't, maybe repeat it one more time, maybe.
A long ways from home, but does the success you enjoyed last year in Portland make it a little easier to come back to the Northwest?
Yeah. Hey, most people probably say, oh, wow, that's a long trip. We think, hey, man, we did this last year, so we know what's going on. So, hey, everybody's been unbelievable. Spokane's unbelievable place, and our hotel's awesome, and everyone's been so friendly. So we're enjoying it, and think everything's first class. And again, I thought Portland was unbelievable a year ago. So hopefully we can keep that same mojo, and you guys maybe will adopt us as your team.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. In what ways are you an improved team since that meeting in the Bahamas? And then if you would, in what ways is LSU an improved team that you see?
Yeah, I mean, for us, obviously I've watched that game a couple of times now, and, we didn't defensively, we didn't have near as much urgency and energy as we needed. Again, LSU was the aggressor, and they usually are. I mean, they're, as I like to say, they're dogs now. They're going to get after you and play, and you got to be ready. You got to try to slow down their transition. You have to try to keep them off the boards. They've got great scorers. So, again, it's a big challenge. But I think, we've also, our post position has adjusted some now. We've had some freshmen that have come on, and they're getting more playing time, and just hopefully we've gotten better defensively. We started out the season 4-3, and since then we're 24-3. So, I'm proud of this group. I mean, they've done a heck of a job of turning it around. We lost some key players a year ago in River Baldwin and Mimi Collins, fifth year, McDonald's All-Americans out of high school and all that. So. But LSU, I think Coach Mulkey, again, is a great coach. They're always going to get better, and I think probably offensively they're more efficient than they were early in the year. They're still, a great defensive team, and that's a big thing. You got to take care of the ball, because if you turn it over, it's defense to offense really, really quick. So, and then, like I said, trying to also handle their pressure in the half court and take care of the ball, get looks. They make it hard for you to do that. So, our eyes wide open. We know, again, we've got a big challenge.
Maddie Kenny with the New York Post. LSU has kind of like a three-headed monster going on with Morrow, Johnson, and Williams. What is the challenge of, game planning for that, knowing that you probably aren't going to stop all three, but trying to stall out and get them out of rhythm as much as possible?
Yeah, obviously, I just left the ESPN, the TV crew that'll be doing the game, and rightfully so. They kept grilling me on Morrow, and again, like I said, she's the king dog. She's a lead dog, But, you can't lose sight of Williams and, Flage. And, I mean, again, there's a lot of talent on that team. So you can't get too caught up in just one player. But, yeah, it's, that's what they all talk about in the NBA now, WNBA, having three, great players, great scorers, and LSU has that formula. So, we're just going to see how the game unfolds. They kept wanting to ask me, how you going to do this? Well, we're going to see how the game goes and see who's hot, and hopefully they don't get hot. But, you're going to have to make adjustments, and you're going to have to give attention to who's hurting you at the time. So, but again, they've got a lot of people that can hurt you.
Hi, Coach. Kendra Andrews, ESPN. You were speaking a little bit about the development in your post play since you guys matched up back in November, and I was curious specifically when it comes to you and your rebounding abilities after that game where they really took advantage on the boards. How did you guys just evolve with crashing the glass and preventing second chance points and just being better there?
Well, we'll see if we've evolved tomorrow. We did. We got out rebounded by 20. And that's a big part of it right there. So, yeah, I mean, again, Tilda Trigger, she's, from Sweden. She played a lot of European basketball, a lot of 5-out stuff. So it's been an adjustment for her to have to go inside and try to bang. Sometimes she's a little too Swedish. And so we got to make sure she understands she's going to have to be physical and battle in there. And then Lorena Wu, another freshman that now is getting to play a little bit more, has the physicality, the body to get in there and do that. But LSU is a different animal. I mean, again, they're a great offensive rebounding team, and that's what concerns you going into this game is can we limit them to one shot of possession. And I think rebound is the most important factor in a game, because no matter how bad of a shooting day you have, if you're getting second and third chances and the other team's one and done, you got a really good chance of winning. So you've hit it on the head. That's what we got to worry about.
Let's give cyberspace a try one more time and go to Jaden Watson-Fisher. Jaden, do you have a question?
Yeah, hey Wes, I just wanted to ask you real quick about Devin. And, obviously she's really embraced sort of a backup glue role. How much confidence does that give you knowing, eventually you're going to lose Madison Hayes, but you have someone who will hopefully step up into a similar role?
Okay, and this is about Devin Quigley?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think Devin's come on as well. I got to give a lot of credit to my assistant coaches. They do a lot of individual work, development work with our players, and I think they've done a great job with Tilda, for instance, and Lorena, and then with the guards. I think Devin's come a long way. I was real disappointed after the ACC championship game. I felt like we didn't always lock in on defending and rebounding. And so, I told them when we got after that game, I said, I'm gonna hold everybody more accountable. And so if you have a lapse on defense or rebounding, no matter who you are, we're gonna rotate. We're gonna go to the bench. And so that really, and part of that too was I felt more confident about Devin and where she was. So, that's the biggest thing. She gives us some depth there. She gives us some size. She can go get a rebound. She can score at all three levels. She's a freshman. Tilda's a freshman. Lorena's a freshman. We'll see how they handle this stage. But so far, they've done a pretty good job.
Let's stay on Zoom one more time for Rob McLam. Rob, let's see if we can get you looped in this time.
Hey, I'm here, buddy.
Fire away.
Wes, my question to you, sir, you mentioned the 24-3 since LSU the first time. And at what point do you feel like it clicked? And what was the thing that sort of made it click from that point on that you guys played so well?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I know the exact point that it clicked. I mean, we had some big wins along the way that obviously gives you great confidence, especially a road win. Just the consistency, that's a big thing to me. I don't want to be a team that's up and down as you mentioned, if we win on days we shoot well, we lose on days we don't. I don't want to be that team. And so for this team to turn it around like they did, but I think it's just a combination of things. Maybe some of the freshmen stepping up, our veteran guards, getting their mojo going and taking on leadership roles and things like that. But I don't know if I can point to just one situation. Again, you're always evolving as a team and hoping to get better, every day.
Wes, you've been around women's college basketball for a while now. How have you seen? I'm not calling you old, so. But how have you seen, the inequality gap between the men's and women's game maybe lessen in some ways? But where do you also see that, there's still a lot of room to improve?
Well, I mean, again, y'all, like I said, I've been doing it a while, and it's amazing to me, especially the last few years, how our game has grown, how the talent has gotten so much better. I mean, that's why last year we outdrew the men TV viewership, and that's because I think the entertainment value, our players have gotten so good that people enjoy watching them. So, I don't know. I mean, again, we're excited about being here at the tournament, and we've been treated unbelievable. Last year, Final Four experience was out of this world. I just can't go on enough. So, right now I'm very pleased where we are, and now obviously the teams are going to be able to earn units for their athletic department. I think that's cool that we're going to be able to carry our load a little bit. So right now I have no complaints.
Coach Mulkey gave you a great compliment when she was in her interview. She said, aside from tomorrow, she's always rooting for you to win. Talk about your relationship with Coach Mulkey.
Yeah, she's hilarious, fun to be around. I mean, that's the thing I love about this profession. There's just so many good people in it that are, and again, someone like herself who's a legend and had so much success, national championships. But yeah, we go way back, and we enjoy in the summer, we're out recruiting, we enjoy visiting and sharing stories and all that, and again, have a lot of mutual friends as well. But she's been great to me, and likewise, I pull for her a lot, and but probably not tomorrow. But yeah.
Eden Lassie, Hoops HQ. You have 3 very different and very young posts on this team that play probably bigger roles than you thought they were going to at the beginning of the year. How have you seen kind of your guards and your upperclassmen sort of help those 3 along in their development?
Yeah, I do. I think, I think that's a big part when you have great leadership, and we're fortunate. Saniyah has been with us 3 years, Aziah all 4 years, Madison Hayes her last 4 years. We've got some leadership out there that knows our culture, know how we want to do things, know how we want to handle things. So I think they make a big difference, and, bringing those young players along. We're really young interior-wise, so, I think that's been a challenge, but I think that's also a big reason we've taken some leaps in our success and our ability to play well. So no doubt, when you have veterans, it's like having extra assistant coaches when they're out there on the court, helping early in the year with drills and how you want to defend stuff. So yeah, no doubt our veterans have made a big impact there.
Just curious how much your scout got a little bit tougher. Everybody talks about the big 3, but they really got Saniyah Smith involved down low and really are distributing the ball a little bit better to the post. Is that something that you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, Coach Mulkey's a great coach, and so they've definitely gotten better in a lot of areas. And, I think they share the ball well and make the extra pass, very unselfish. They're great off the bounce. I think Morrow, obviously is, like I said, she's a big challenge there. But like Williams has a ton of assists, even though she's a great scorer. She enjoys getting assists as much as she does putting the ball in the hole. So when you have somebody like that, it makes it a little bit tougher to help off on them, et cetera, because they're going to make you pay.
Anything else for Coach Moore? Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you all.